Jungles are extraordinary places with deep secrets, hiding some of the most mysterious marvels ever seen by humankind. There are creatures we don't yet know about, large swaths of a dense landscape still unexplored, tribes not yet documented, and ancient treasures buried below the ground. People have also wandered into the jungle, never to be seen again. That hasn't stopped us from exploring them and searching for the lost cities and treasures rumored to be inside. Scientists and archaeologists are still exploring the jungle and discovering bizarre phenomena all the time. With that said, here are the top 10 strangest discoveries made in the jungle. Number 10. Boiling River. It's exactly that. Nothing near a volcano of some sort, just a dangerous river in the heart of the Peruvian Amazon that kills everything that falls into it. The temperatures get so high and record over 93 degrees Celsius that steam often rises from the surface. The fact it's not attached to an active volcano or a magmatic system makes it all the more unusual. Spanish conquistadors searching for gold in the Peruvian jungle were stymied at every turn by poisonous snakes, starvation, and, legend has it, the scalding waters of a boiling river. This fantastical stream sounds like a myth from the oral traditions of the shamans from the area. However, geoscientist Andrés Ruzo actually found it in the remote jungle of Mayantuyacu. Small mammals, reptiles, or amphibians regularly fall in and are boiled alive, Ruzo says of the river. How this miraculous river boils is still a mystery to scientists. There's no confirmation regarding how the phenomenon came to be, but it's hypothesized that a drilling company accidentally ruptured a geothermal system, releasing gases from inside the earth into the river. According to the locals, the river is a place of huge spiritual power, and natives often gather on its banks to sing songs and pray. This boiling river is incredible just to hear about and is apparently breathtaking to see. I wouldn't personally want to get near it. My clumsiness might have me slipping into a hot situation. Number 9. Vietnamese Tarzan. Some stories are stranger than fiction, and the tale of father and son, Ho Van Than and Ho Van Lang, is definitely one of them. Dressed in tree bark and leaves while munching on a rat caught by a complicated jungle trap, this guy looks a little different than Alexander Skarsgård, the Swedish actor who stole hearts in the famous Tarzan movie. It's strange to tell someone that you've come across Tarzan while in the jungle, but this man, Lang, is the closest person there is to claim that title. He was a feral child who learned the survival ways of the jungle and adopted this lifestyle away from modern civilization. Lang's father, an army veteran, took him and his brother to the jungle when he was just 2 years old after the tragic events happened to their family during unrest in Vietnam in 1972. Since then, they've never looked back and preferred wearing loincloths and hunting wild animals to living in society. They built wood houses and lived in tree houses, dressed in loincloths made from tree bark, and survived entirely off the land, avoiding any other human contact for 4 decades. They also sourced water from rivers, using a variety of jungle delicacies for dinner, including fruit, honey, and a host of meats in the form of monkey, snake, lizard, and frog. Their unique lifestyle came to an end in 2013 after they were discovered by locals, who then alerted authorities and forced them to re-enter civilization. Number 8. The Lost City of Giants. It's believed that the discovery of the Lost City of Giants in Ecuador is one of the most important archaeological discoveries of the 21st century. But not only is this incredible discovery of great importance, but it is also one of the many findings that have been omitted by mainstream researchers around the globe. Ancient legends in Ecuador speak of a time when giants walked on Earth and created huge cities. In 2012, a group of explorers, accompanied by a number of natives, discovered a lost city in the jungle with a set of megalithic structures. The largest of them was a 260-foot tall by a 260-foot wide pyramid at an irregular angle. At the top of the pyramid is a flat, polished stone, believed to have been a sacrificial altar. The massive pyramidal-shaped structure is believed to have been made by huge boulders weighing no less than 2 tons. What makes this discovery even more peculiar is not just the buildings themselves, but also the tools and artifacts found there. Many oversized manufactured tools were said to have been discovered. allegedly so big that it would be impossible for humans to use them. Hence why this remarkable discovery goes by the name of Lost City of the Giants. Could it prove to be evidence that giants once inhabited Earth? Number 7. Sigiriya. In the jungles of Sri Lanka exists one of UNESCO's World Heritage Sites called Sigiriya. This is a gigantic rock rising out of the jungle, standing some 180 meters high. This dramatic rock contains the ruins of an ancient 5th century civilization, thought to be once the thriving center of the short-lived Kasapa kingdom around the year 480 AD. Sigiriya means lion rock, which referred to what archaeologists had identified as a carved lion's head, which since has unfortunately broken. The granite rock, which lies at the heart of the city's ruins, is an oasis of culture in the jungle, home to beautiful frescoes, stairs carved into stone, and the remains of a royal palace. No wonder this astounding site is one of Sri Lanka's biggest tourist attractions. Number 6. The Lost Stone Head of Guatemala. It is believed that an unusual giant stone head once stood deep in the jungles of Guatemala. The said stone head was discovered in 1950. What made this head so remarkable was that it was thought to be ancient, yet its features looked Caucasian, which would be oddly inconsistent with any of the pre-Hispanic peoples who inhabited the area around the time it was thought to be carved. The face had thin lips and a large nose, and was found directed up at the sky. According to ancient origins, this mysterious find came to light in a photograph sent to Dr. Oscar Rafael Padilla Lara in 1987. The seemingly authentic picture dated from the 1950s, but by the time Dr. Padilla visited the monolith, it had allegedly been destroyed by anti-government rebels who used it as target practice. The story of the stonehead was then picked up again by the filmmakers behind the documentary Revelations of the Mayans, 2012 and beyond, who claimed that the photograph proved that extraterrestrials had contacted past civilizations. During the filming of this documentary, a Guatemalan archaeologist, Hector E. Mejia, was interviewed. I certify that this monument presents no characteristics of Maya, Nahuatl, Olmec, or any other pre-Hispanic civilization. It was created by an extraordinary and superior civilization with awesome knowledge of which there is no record of existence on this planet. The region the head was found in is famous for stone heads, but none resemble in any way the one found by Dr. Padilla. The head has raised many questions as to why it is there and who exactly built it. It is likely that we will never know the answers. Fact or fake, the jury is still out. Either way, it raises a lot of fun questions. Number 5. World's largest and smelliest flower. You are not going to find this flower, the Rafflesia arnoldi, at your local florist shop. There are a couple of good reasons you'll only find it in the jungle. First of all, nobody has a vase big enough to hold this monstrosity of a flower. Secondly, the smell is awful. It has the odor of rotting flesh, to the point where people call it the corpse flower. It's considered to be the world's smelliest flower. The rotting smell repels people but attracts the flies who pollinate the massive flower. The massive size is a result of a combination of thousands of male and female flowers that grow together to form this massive structure. It's actually one of the largest flower structures in the world today, as well as one of the rarest in the world, which is why many were stunned upon its discovery in the jungle. Number 4. Stone spheres of Costa Rica. Hundreds of these large stone spheres are scattered across the Costa Rican jungle and are thought to have been constructed by prehistoric humans, which scientists believe were first created around 600 AD. For years, they have baffled scientists and archaeologists as to why they are there and how they are built. Around 300 of these spheres are known to exist, with the largest measuring 8 feet in diameter and weighing a massive 16 tons, which are almost perfectly round. It has been suggested that they were built for religious purposes, but there isn't enough evidence to confirm this. To this day, it remains a mystery as to why the stones are there and how prehistoric humans managed to shape them with the most basic of tools. It is also a mystery as to how the stones were moved up hills and through the jungle, thick with trees. The resources required for making them cannot be found for miles around their locations, making the mystery even more confusing. They were also the inspiration behind the giant stone ball that nearly squashes Indiana Jones in the opening sequence of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Number 3. Mysterious meteorite. When scientists in the United Kingdom analyzed the remains of a meteorite that fell in the Sri Lankan jungle, they may have made a discovery of galactic proportions. 2 separate studies have confirmed that the meteorite contains fossils and algae that could suggest that life exists somewhere in space. If true, this discovery would strongly suggest that life exists elsewhere. However, the research isn't without its critics, who claim that the traces of life the meteorite contains are actually freshwater species commonly found on Earth. Could the object have been contaminated during its time on our planet? Or is this proof of something much bigger? The idea of life outside Earth sounds way more exciting. And with that, it's now time for today's best pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. So if you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it on our future video. Number 2. Humpback Whale. In the photo is a whale. A humpback whale to be precise. As you can see, the animal seems lifeless, surrounded by a dense forest. The words jungle and humpback whale do not go together at all, but that's exactly what was discovered in a mangrove swamp near the mouth of the Amazon River, as shown in the photo. The whale was found lifeless in a mangrove swamp on an island in the Amazon state of Para after being driven ashore by the powerful tides that engulfed the region. With an almost 10% population growth annually, the number of humpback whales that visit the Brazilian coast increased in recent decades, particularly since 1996 when hunting them was banned. The whale was about 36 feet long, and it took 2 attempts to discover the whale. A flock of vultures diving into the area to devour its remains is what attracted people to the site. They realized something big must have been there by the birds that were circling above it. It's believed the calf was separated from her mum, and stormy weather and high tides launched her ashore. The whale was left to decompose, and the skeleton donated to a local natural history museum. Number 1. FleshEating Parasite. The idea of zombies existing in our world via some event has long been dramatized in the world of media. But the sad truth is that there is a type of zombie virus right now that is affecting the wildlife in certain jungles. Except it's not a virus per se, it's actually a fungus. Legend has it that there was a city in Honduras full of riches that was perhaps searched for as early as 1520s by a Spanish conquistador, Hernan Cortez. Since then, for 500 years, people have tried and failed to successfully map the so-called lost city of the monkey god until now. The city was believed to have been deserted by the Aztecs in 1520 after a flesh-eating disease broke out, and has remained untouched ever since. The inhabitants of the city believed that it was cursed by the gods, who had sent plagues to kill them. In 2011, a team of explorers discovered the lost city of the monkey god in the Honduran jungle. Douglas Preston was amongst the team, and he has released a book about the journey, which is worth the read. The site that the team found is believed to be this lost city, but that's not all the team found. They also found that they had contracted a flesh-eating disease and needed to leave in a hurry to save themselves. The parasite enters your mucous membranes and eats your face away. They also encountered venomous snakes, narrowly escaping horrific poisoning, and had to leave in a hurry, leaving behind many secrets still needing to be uncovered. They took a number of artifacts and decided not to return to the city, feeling it was just too dangerous, even though they're sure it still has many secrets to uncover. Perhaps the disastrous obstructions that the team had to face were the monkey god's attempts at striking back at the explorers for discovering the lost city. Either way, it's likely that the city will hold on to its secrets for a while longer, leaving it a true mystery of the jungle.